Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, November 20th, 2025. A Yucca Valley man was arrested on suspicion of weapons charges as part of the ongoing Operation Consequences. On November 12th at around 3:45 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies served a search warrant at a home in the 5,000 block of Linda Lee Drive in Yucca Valley. The warrant was part of the Sheriff's Department's targeted crime initiative known as Operation Consequences, which investigates street gangs and weapons distribution channels. During the warrant search at the home in Yucca Valley, the sheriff's gang detail contacted James Gagnon, a 47-year-old convicted felon. Deputies say that Gagnon was found to be in possession of several firearms. The Sheriff's Department said that this warrant was served as part of a larger investigation that recovered 38 firearms, 10 of which were ghost guns, in the last week. They did not specify the type or amount of weapons that Gagnon was alleged to have in his possession. Gagnon has been convicted of numerous felony charges, including assault with a deadly weapon, preventing a witness from reporting a crime, and drug charges, along with probation violations dating back to 2015. James Gagnon was arrested on suspicion of being a felon in possession of multiple weapons and being in possession of drugs while armed. He was booked into the Morongo Basin Jail and is currently out on bail. An early discussion about a Joshua Tree septic-to-sewer project was one of the agenda items at last night's Joshua Basin Water District meeting. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us with the story.
The unincorporated area that we broadcast from is called Joshua Tree, but it isn't a town like Yucca Valley or a city like 29 Palms. Most of the time it's referred to as a village, and everyone in that village uses in-ground septic tanks for wastewater treatment. What was brought up at last night's Joshua Basin Water District was not a plan or a project guide. In fact, it was stressed multiple times that what was being discussed was early, very early. President Sarah Johnson presented some preliminary information she gathered from county sources, mainly explorations into how a sewer system would be paid for if it were planned for Joshua Tree, and who would have, quote, full sewer authority, the district or the county. 3rd District Representative Don Rao and Senator Rosalicio Ochoa Bogue both signed letters of support for seeking preliminary funds for a sewer system exploration. President Johnson then shared what she called back of the cocktail napkin math using a wastewater treatment strategy that was drawn up in 2009. At that time, the cost of a sewer system would be around $91 million, which is roughly $130 million in today's dollars. Vice President Stacy Doolittle says she contacted Congressman Obernolte about those possible funds for preliminary planning. A request for $5 million was knocked down to $750,000 and put into a bill which hasn't been presented or passed yet. That leaves any discussion about a possible sewer system as purely that, discussion, as no actions were taken last night. A few points stood out. Vice President Doolittle says that a sewer system shouldn't change the village feel of the downtown Joshua Tree area, making sure that a commercial wastewater treatment system didn't mean that large commercial enterprises were welcome in the village. To that point, Director David Fick asked if there were any current constituents who want this to happen, instead of projecting out what future residents may want. While President Johnson said that she heard from business owners that the lack of a sewer system makes development difficult, others brought up the point that Joshua Tree's residents may also eventually be on the financial hook for a sewer system, either in increased water fees, a separate sewer bill, or hookups from homes to the sewer mains. There's also Western Joshua Tree mitigation costs to consider. There was also talk about limiting a future sewer system to the downtown commercial corridor at first, and then rolling in the rest of the roughly 96 square miles that makes up Joshua Tree. The entire reason for the, again, very early discussions about a Joshua Tree sewer is the same reason Yucca Valley and 29 Palms are looking ahead to better wastewater management. The aquifers where Joshua Tree draws its water is in balance with the amount of septic systems in the area, but as population and water use grows, so do nitrates in the soil, which can eventually leach into the water table. The discussion ended without any action, but as Joshua Tree continues to grow, you can probably expect to see more of these conversations at the district, county, and village levels. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The 29 Palms Water District held their monthly meeting yesterday and also discussed the dangers of improperly maintained septic tanks. Annalise Kuiper joins us with details.
General Manager Matt Schrag explained how septic tanks can contaminate groundwater when not maintained properly. Shallow ground aquifers are at most risk for contamination, and as water follows the easiest path, deep aquifers could be adversely affected as well. As 29 Palms uses 100% groundwater pulled from 4 aquifers, any contamination would be disastrous. Information will be added to the website on how to properly maintain a septic system. The Regional Water Quality Control Board is seeking more solution-oriented input from the city, including discussing the possibility of a sewer system in 29 Palms. Charles Diamond of Water Resources Economics presented their water rate study to the Board of Directors. Graphs representing a 5% and a 7% rate hike showed how with a 7% rate increase, a reserve of $2 million could be built up in order to be financially prepared in the event of a well failure or other needed infrastructure repairs. Fixed monthly meter service charges on a 5/8 inch or 3/4 inch meter would go up by 67 cents per month in 2026. Commodity charges per 100 cubic feet of water would increase by 56 cents per month. After a lengthy discussion, the board reached a consensus. 4 out of 5 directors were for the 7% rate hike. A draft report will be presented at the December 17th meeting, after which the public would be notified of the impending rate hike and the reasons for the increase. A public hearing will be set for Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, and the new rates would be implemented March 1st, 2026. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Annalise Kuiper.
The Yucca Valley Animal Shelter Committee meets this evening at 5:30 in the Yucca Room at the Yucca Valley Community Center. On their agenda is an operational review status update for the animal shelter. The town recently filled their vacant animal shelter manager position, and initiatives that were on hold, like the volunteer program, are expected to be discussed during public comments. You can attend in person tonight at 5:30 p.m. at the Community Center, located at 57090 29 Palms Highway in Yucca Valley. Palms and Paws Animal Shelter is reducing adoption fees through the rest of November, and they're holding an adoption event this Saturday. Through November 29th, adoption fees for all pets will be just $29. This reduced fee includes a microchip, basic vaccinations, licensing, and spay and neuter surgery. The fee reduction is made possible through the generous sponsorship of the San Diego Humane Society. Palms and Paws Animal Shelter will also host a special off-site adoption event on Saturday at Desert Ace Hardware from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Attendees can meet a variety of adoptable, foster, and shelter dogs. The Palms and Paws Animal Shelter is open Tuesday through Saturday. You can visit them at 7086 Bullion Avenue in 29 Palms during public hours. You can find those hours at this story at Z107.7fm.com. This Saturday, the Morongo Unified School District will be distributing free holiday recipe boxes to all elementary students from 8 a.m. to noon at 29 Palms and Yucca Valley Elementary. Reporter Gabriel Hart takes a closer look at these boxes' fresh and healthy contents.
With fresh ingredients and easy-to-follow recipes that promote healthy choices and family time, each free holiday recipe box includes kits for fruit salad, salsa, burritos, grilled cheese and tomato soup, Southwest baked potatoes, and yogurt smoothie. Open to all elementary students, 1 box per student. Students must be present at pickup. Limited quantities available, first come, first serve. And thanks to the Morongo Teachers Association, who have donated $6,000 worth of diaper supplies that will be available during the food distribution, families can receive free diapers sizes 1 through 4 during the event while supplies last. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Gabriel Hart.
This weekend, Dance Mojave continues its fundraising efforts for their upcoming Desert Nutcracker. Reporter Adeline J. Wells has more on this event.
On Saturday, November 22nd, Dance Mojave will host a mini showcase and fundraiser at Spaghetti Western for the Desert Nutcracker, Tchaikovsky's holiday ballet with a unique Mojave twist. The event serves as an opportunity for community members to experience a sample of the upcoming production, as several of the unique dances will be performed inside the restaurant. A live auction will be held for goods donated by local businesses, with Cody Joseph, host of the Z107.7 Morning Show, acting as auctioneer. All proceeds from the auction, as well as a portion of the special Nog Cracker cocktail sales, help support the Desert Nutcracker in its second year. Dance Mojave's communications director, Melissa Daniels, expressed gratitude towards Spaghetti Western for welcoming the group back for another fundraiser.
This is the second year that we're going to be at Spaghetti Western for a fundraiser, and their team is just so wonderful. Being able to keep working with them and collaborating with them on another fundraiser is really fun. I love that they're willing to put dancers on stage and share their space with us from their business. And the auction, too, has been a really cool way to get to know other local businesses and entrepreneurs and have people step up to support the show.
Executive Director Jen Henry explained that the mini showcase was designed with both the community members and dancers in mind.
We're performing little bits and pieces of our full production. So that serves a couple different purposes. One is that if people have never been to see dance before, they don't know what it is, they don't know if they like it, they can have an opportunity to try it out for free. And it's a pretty short, low stakes, casual environment where they can come see it. And it's also an opportunity for our younger performers who maybe have never performed before to start performing in a lower stakes environment so they can feel more comfortable when the time comes to get on the big stage.
Founded in 2024, Dance Mojave is a nonprofit performance collective of high desert dancers. The organization presented its first production of the Desert Nutcracker last December with 3 sold-out shows. This year's production will run from December 5th through the 7th at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center. The showcase and fundraiser for Dance Mojave will be held Saturday, November 23rd at Spaghetti Western in Morongo Valley. The mini showcase will begin at 5 p.m., with the live auction to follow at 5:30 p.m. For more information on how to purchase tickets for the Desert Nutcracker performance at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, visit this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Adeline J. Wells.
Thank you, Adeline. And for more on Dance Mojave's Desert Nutcracker, tune in to the Z107.7 Up Close show tomorrow. Jen Henry of Dance Mojave and Karen Gladys of Twinkle Toes Dance Company will talk with host Gary Daigneault about the show that blends classical ballet with contemporary movement and highlights the beauty of the desert. All about the Desert Nutcracker, live on the air from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. tomorrow at Z107.7. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.